Hello everyone, Latif Smith here, and this is my week 3 presentation on comparing a scenario to three themes and theorists. The scenario I have chosen is the demolition of abandoned buildings at City Park in the city of Corona. City Park is a mainstay to one of the largest parks within the city, and it is currently cluttered with transients. During this time, the transients are blocking the reservation shelters as well as occupying the abandoned buildings, which are in visible sight of the swimming pool, which is the host of swimming classes for the city of Corona. The three things I will be going over for this presentation will be decision making by Herbert Simon, organizational structure by Chester Barnard and Charles Lindbaum, as well as Abraham Maslow's motivation and Riddle and Weber's wicked problems. The first theme I will be going over for this presentation will be decision making by Herbert Simon. Herbert Simon coined a term bounded rational theory, which is more in line to how humans think. This comes into play for this theme as the city of Corona administration is looking to tear down the abandoned buildings to create a safer environment for the community so that way they can rent the picnic reservations as well as have swimming lessons. Um, the decision will satisfy what the community wants, but since it's going to have to be budget friendly, they won't be able to actually maximize the utility. Maximizing utility would probably be the best option, but it'll also be at the highest cost. Since this is, government money and it's the money of the community, they do have to explain those expenditures, and the community wants the building down, but they don't want to go broke doing it. The second theme I will be going over for this presentation will be organizational structure by Barnard and Charles Lindbaum. If we start with Barnard, he goes over how the organization, which is the city of Corona, is an interconnected network within the organization. While this is going to be a big city project, the demolition of those abandoned buildings, it would be better facilitated by a smaller department, and it's going to be led by the Parks and Recreation Department. Since this directly affects them with the reservations as well as the swimming lessons, they would be best to oversee it as they can be more responsive to what the community needs. Fixing the 6th Street Park quicker is going to be able to operate more efficiently and effectively by the smaller group, and they'll relay the updates of its success to higher departments. If we take a look at Charles Lindbaum, we can see that going back to utility, it's also related to Lindbaum's theory of muddling through. While the park does have a structure, the organization will have to decide if they're going to use the root method and tear everything down and start over, or use the branch method. It is believed that the root method would be best because they do have the goals for the removal of the abandoned buildings and what will go in its place. So it would be best to tear it all down and start fresh. The third theme I will be going over is motivation and problems that arise from the demolition of the buildings on the City Park campus. According to Maslow, the motivational needs for employees and community members are being affected, and it's mostly their basic needs of safety. The transient disposition at the park affects the department and the community's basic needs of safety because the department members who work at the park, such as lifeguards, lose hours as they might lose registration. They're losing registration because community members don't feel safe, especially parents, don't feel safe leaving their children or taking their children to a swimming pool that has vision of transients doing, illegal activities right in front of their children. The demolition of these buildings would increase that basic need for both community members as well as department members, but it does lead to a wicked problem. According to Riddle Weber, a wicked problem is a solution that can't be solved. While they did satisfy the safety needs of the community members in the department, they actually created another problem of just removing the homeless or the transients from the park. They actually have made a home there at the park, so taking away their safety needs as well, the transients will actually begin to move throughout the city, which is going to create another problem. This concludes my presentation, and thank you all for listening.